Hinge has become more of a social media app than it has a dating app. And
Welcome back to the Dating View. In today's video, men and women talk openly about dating, what they like, what they don't, and the frustrations they've experienced along the way. There's no single topic or direction in this video. Just honest conversations about modern dating, personal dislikes, expectations, and the realities people face while trying to connect. If you enjoy videos about dating, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more.
Notoriously early for everything, especially if I've never done it or I don't do it often. I'm about to get on the train. I'm at one of the train stations to go up to the city. The guy that I went on a date with last week, he invited me up and I was like, you know what, 2026, let's try some new things. I have taken the train by myself into the city before, but not often, and I haven't done it in a really long time, and I was like, all right, I gotta get here as early as possible. Train's at 3:16, I got here at 2:48. So I'm gonna sit here in my warm car, and then at like 3:08 I'll walk over and wait for the train. I did bring myself a little drink. This is a watermelon buzzball with some seltzer water. It's not that great. Was thinking of, I got an espresso martini buzzball, and then I was gonna make myself a coffee, but then I was like, oh, my breath is gonna smell like coffee, so I didn't want to do that. And then I was gonna bring a bigger bag, and I was gonna put pajamas in it because there's no fucking way I'm taking the train home tonight. But the bag was about to break, and I was like, that would be my luck that it would break while I'm in the city. So first of all, cutest bag. I'm pretty sure it's real Coach vintage. It does have some pen marks on it, which I have to figure out how to get out of. I thrifted this for like 15 bucks. Maybe it was 30. I don't know. It might not be real. It feels real. Look, I tried to clean it off myself. It's not good. But it is so cute, and I'm so proud of it. There is no pajamas in this purse, but there is a pair of leggings and a pair of socks because I'm wearing tights right now, and there's no way I'm wearing tights and little shorts on the ride home tomorrow back to my car. I don't really know what we're doing. He said he's gonna take me to his favorite restaurant. I really don't ask questions. I'm like, you lead, I follow. That's pretty much how I am. So I guess we'll find out what we're doing when we get there. I dressed like cute, but not over the top, so.
I spent most of January 1st crying about my love life, so let's talk about how I'm going into dating in 2026. For context, if you're new here, I'm 26, I've never been in a relationship, never been in anything close, but I'm such a hopeless romantic. My little catchphrase going into 2026 is spice up your life, and that applies to all areas of my life, but this is how I'm looking at it in dating. Jumping around for a second, I had the most fun New Year's Eve with my friends. It was such a good night, but of course, for the 26th year in a row, I had no midnight kiss. I went to bed that night, woke up the next morning feeling totally fine, but as the day went on, I just felt myself getting more and more upset, and I couldn't stop crying. I was like confused at first, and maybe just thought I was like hungover, but I realized it wasn't about that night, it wasn't about anything going on that day, I just felt like lonely. I posted a little video about this last week, but I genuinely feel like Taylor Swift in the Miss Americana documentary when she wins the Grammy for 1989, but has no one to celebrate it with. Like, that's how I feel at all times. Like, I love my life, I live a simple life, but it brings me so much joy. I'm happy, I'm fulfilled, but at the end of the day, I come back to my amazing apartment that I love, and I'm so alone, and that part just weighs on me. Not comparing this to winning a Grammy, but in Delaney world, it may as well be. A few weeks ago, I went on my first brand trip because of TikTok. This was a huge goal of mine, like, felt so crazy, can't believe I got to do that, and I had so much fun. My friends and family were so excited for me, so supportive beyond like what I could even imagine, but I still just long for that feeling of coming home to my person after, sitting on the couch and telling them every detail. All of that yearning aside, I'm not going into this year trying to find the love of my life. That's not my goal. My goal is just to experience more and to spice up my life. Like, dare I say, give me the toxic situationship. And I can hear you screaming at me through the screen, but obviously I don't mean toxic in like a harmful way. I just mean I want to date, I want to flirt, I want like giggling, kicking my feet, maybe this is a bad idea kind of feeling. Like, I just want to spice it up. Don't get crazy, I'm still me, and I still wouldn't give up my alone time for just anyone. I'm not lowering my standards by any means. If I like someone and we have fun and I think they're cute, I'm okay with just having the company without like forcing it to be forever. 26 is so young, and I don't think I'm ready to settle down, but I am ready to just like live a little and take some of the pressure off. If in a few months I post a video of myself on here crying about a guy, you guys can totally say I told you so, but this is where I'm at right now. I hope I'm not alone in this, and also all this depends on me even re-downloading Hinge, so we'll see.
These are my 2026 dating ins and outs. 2025 was the year that I went on my first date ever, and then I ended up going on 15 first dates throughout the year. I feel like I've learned a few things. First, weekend dates are out. Only be accepting dates on Tuesday to Thursday. This year I'm gonna do more bits on first dates and less oversharing. Oversharing is literally the #1 mistake that I've made in 2025, and I know I can do better. Another out, staying too long on a first date. I always find myself in the position on a first date where like I can't find my way out. I'm going into every single date in 2026 with a hard out. In our drinks dates, an out are walking/coffee dates. With a drinks date, like you're sitting at a table, the waiter comes and they say, oh, do you want a second drink? You can always say, no, I have to go home. Also, you go on a coffee date, the cafe's busy, you don't have a place to sit, you're standing outside. Like it's so much easier to just do a drinks date. In is making out or having sex on the first date. 2026 out is unfortunately ugly boys. On so many dates with ugly boys in 2025. Thing is that boys are always gonna screw you over, so they might as well be hot. I'm saying yes to less dates this year. In 2025, I was literally saying yes to everyone. Like, okay, I just need to like put myself out there and try everything. I have a pretty good gauge on like if I'm gonna actually like them before I get on the date. 2026 in is ghosting people after the first date. You don't need a paragraph explanation of like why you don't want to go out with me. I've been burned by this in the past. The first date, you literally don't know the person. There's no first kiss or makeout session. You can ghost them.
Hinge has become more of a social media app than it has a dating app. And I was talking about this with some friends this morning at breakfast. We went out to breakfast. We were just talking about, the stuff you typically talk about when you're at breakfast with your friends. And I mentioned how I think that Hinge has become basically just a place for people to go to get validation. It's no longer where people go to date or to find a date. People are going there only for validation. And I think it comes down to Hinge's algorithm, right? Because the algorithm is built in such a way where you don't even need to spend time on the app to get a like. You don't even need to swipe through people to get likes. All you have to do is download the app, create a profile, and the likes will come crawling in. You don't even need to swipe for them. So people are not motivated at all to find other people on the app. They're not motivated to talk to them because the dopamine hit happened as soon as they liked you and you saw the like pile up under the like section. Like it requires no effort for validation. And I think that that's why it's completely obsolete now in the dating world. Like no one is having good Hinge dates, and it comes down to the fact that no one is on Hinge to have good dates, or at least the majority of people are not on Hinge to have good dates. The majority of people are on Hinge for validation. There's nothing bad about, getting validation. I mean, everyone needs it, but Hinge is like the wrong place to search for validation. Like it's a dating app. Go get validation on like Instagram or TikTok. Like a dating app should be used to meet people and to like, at least that's what I use it for. I'm using it to meet new people. Not even like necessarily, I mean, obviously a relationship would be great, but meeting people is awesome too. Like just being able to meet new people, understand them. And I think like we've sort of lost the plot with Hinge. Like there isn't a good dating app now. Hinge was our last hope and it's gone.
If a guy offers you a low value date, and this is anything from coffee to taking you out on a walk like you're some kind of dog. I mean, some people are into that kind of stuff, the leash and all, but hey, I don't judge. But if he's giving you one of the low value offers, heck, even, oh, you want to just come over to my place and watch Netflix? Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what this means from a guy's perspective and how you can actually flip it around and see if you can get a decent date out of this guy. So if he offers you a coffee date, a walk date, this guy, he's not really seeing you as the wifey prospect, because a guy that really sees you as high quality, he's not going to risk that you think that you're easy, right? He's not going to risk that. He's worried. He's like, oh. So automatically, he's already putting you in the bucket of being like, yeah, I might smash, but likely not the wife type. However, if you do still think this guy is good and you want to get him out on a date and you want to see if he'll put a little bit more effort into it, you can always say, I'd love to do that, but I can't drink coffee on an empty stomach. I'd love to do that, but I need to get lunch. And see if he will make the effort. However, I often think if a guy's not going to put in even a modicum, even a little bit of effort, it doesn't matter how much banana bread you cook him. It doesn't matter how much you talk to ChatGPT. A guy that comes out as low effort is going to be low effort. Unless you just totally riz the pants off this guy. Nope, no pun intended. Don't do that. Unless you do that and really show him your amazing personality, it's very difficult to skip boxes. You are going to be much better served going with a guy that's putting in a lot more effort right from the very beginning. And I know some people will complain. They'll be like, yeah, but the guys that do everything for me aren't as attractive. that is a difficult situation. You need to start putting yourself in environments where there are more attractive people. And remember, attraction, it is an important thing, but it's not nearly as important as financial, emotional, spiritual, intellectual. So I would much rather you kind of shoot down that date, try to reverse the paradigm, but largely go focus on some other leads.
People having higher standards in dating is not the dating pool being bad. This dude made a post where he was like, dating sucks. You just got to be super lucky to find a girlfriend. And I was like, is the dating pool bad or are you just chopped? I know, pretty blunt. And people had a problem with me saying that. And I was like, how? And I was looking in the comments and someone was like trying to say, they're like, no, like this same person 10 years ago, he probably could have got somebody. And I'm like, that's quite the assumption to make. But anyways, my point is, I'm like, a lot of people, they're like, oh my gosh, dating sucks. The dating game's so horrible. When in reality, they're just not desirable. And it's like, regardless of the quality of the dating pool, they're not going to have good dating experiences because people don't want them for whatever reason. They're out here like blaming society at large. And then like the guy, he was like, yeah, no, he's like, but the dating pool is bad for chopped people. And it's like, you're essentially just saying, hey, for unattractive people, dating is hard. It's like, duh. It's like, it would be like me saying like, oh my gosh, like basketball is the hardest sport ever. And I'm like 4'9". Like, yeah, like it's not supposed to be easy for you. Like, that's the point. The dating pool is the dating pool. The dating pool isn't your dating pool. The dating pool means, are there options out there in theory? Are there valid singles out there? Yes, there almost always is. Just because you are not desirable enough to get them does not mean you have the right to shame society's dating pool. Now, again, like I know what people are thinking. They're like, oh, but like it's all about like this subjective experience. Look, if that was the case, they would say, my dating pool sucks. You know what I mean? They'd be like, me personally, my dating pool is horrible. But instead they say the dating pool. They're trying to lump everybody in. That's what I tell you about unattractive people. They always try to lump everybody into their problems. They're like, yep, this is what we're collectively experiencing. And it's like, no, that's what you're experiencing. Now, mind you, this is not me saying everyone is perfect. This is not me saying people at the top can't have bad dating experiences. I'm saying if literally everyone you meet of your particular demographic, whoever you want to date, is just horrible, is just bad, whether that be them looking bad, them being annoying, their behavior, them being bad people, most likely where that problem starts from is either here, or here. There are a lot of great people out there in the world. I'm telling you, if everyone's lackluster to you, there's a reason that you're around the lackluster people, okay? Chances are, I don't know, maybe you're in like some weird city, like maybe you're in Anchorage, Alaska, and you can't find anyone. You're like, okay, the Anchorage, Alaska dating pool isn't the best. That's different. But again, I just hate the take where it's like, oh my gosh, dating in 2025, dating in 2026 is so bad. Like, nah, it's bad for you. Like, people need to be a lot more comfortable saying that, hey, dating is bad for me right now, like for me in particular. Nobody just speaks for themselves anymore, but they want to make a statement about community every time.
I haven't dated in 5 years. I just tried dating, like dating apps. I even met people in real life. But men now are just so afraid of making a move. Like they'll match with me on dating apps, ask for my Instagram, and then just become a fan. It's fan behavior. What's happened in the past 5 years? Men are not menning anymore.
Yesterday, a man told me that he wanted me to take his number and reach out to him to take me out. And I said, I don't believe in that. Like, if you want to take me out, then you take my number, reach out to me and ask me. Are men okay? Like, where has the plot gone? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were the babe. I did not know you were the babe in the situation. Because what?
Dating in your late 20s is very strange. Because on the one hand, you do want to date to find someone to marry because it's like time is ticking. You think gonna be there forever. And at the same time, I still haven't healed from all my trauma. Do I want to make some bad decisions? Maybe. Should I? Probably not. Am I going to anyways? We already have.
So as a 28-year-old, and honestly, I don't know if any other fellow late 20s are going to relate to this, being single, financially independent, also being very ambitious and super type A about their lifestyle, it's really hard to date. It's really hard to find interest. And then not only that, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff. I live a pretty boring life, to be honest, like meal preps and weekend groceries. What my happiness, my function, what my form of touching grass and the function is literally going to coffee shops and trying new coffee and matcha and trying a new workout class and all of those things. And you know, it's very, very difficult to have someone that is also on that same path. And especially if you're ambitious and, you know, you are also traditional at the same time. Like, I am a hopeless romantic traditional girly while also being extremely ambitious and very, like, I have goals for myself and all those things. But this is just a little rant because, you know.
Hey, we gotta start normalizing dating inside our culture. And like, I respect everybody's views and I respect everybody dating whoever. I'm not judging nobody. But when you look at a lot of these relationships and a lot of these failed relationships, it's because people are trying to date outside of their culture. How can you date somebody that's just so far from being like you? Y'all have no similarities. In fact, y'all very different. That's what you gotta realize when you get in with these people. And like I said, it's nothing really wrong with dating anybody outside of your race. But for me personally, I just feel like the relationship, it has to have some similarities. We have to come from similar backgrounds. So somebody like me, I can't just go and get a white woman from the suburbs and be with her because I feel like we just have so many differences. I could be tripping, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't necessarily, I don't dislike no type of race at all. I actually support and love everybody. But if you're serious about your relationship and building a family, certain illnesses and diseases is also linked to certain cultures. So I just feel like you got to do your research on not just that person, but their background. And that's why I kind of feel like you just got to come from similar backgrounds. Like, I don't know, let me know if I'm tripping for real.
Can we talk about the current tragic dating scene in New Zealand, at least where I am anyway? I just been on Hinge, I've been on Tinder this year, I've talked to people in real life, but why, okay, I'm 22, I'm young still, but why is nobody, A, looking for anything serious, B, why does every man, no matter how old he is, ask for your Snapchat? That just is such an ick. Don't ask for my Snapchat. They just mess you around and no communication these days. Everyone, doesn't want anything serious. Is it just always the illusion that there's something better out there? Honestly, I've gotten to the point where I'm just I just don't want to date anymore for the foreseeable future. I'm so burnt out from it. I'm so emotionally exhausted from guy after guy just being there and just also not doing anything. Why do guys not even want to plan dates or actually take initiative and message you first? I always feel I have to message someone first, or I don't know, it's just been really frustrating. It's been a really frustrating year. So I think over dating, and we're gonna focus on ourselves now, which I think when you're young is not a bad idea. And I don't know if anyone else has kind of experienced this, anyone else around my age, which is in New Zealand, but where is the actual chivalry, the romance? It just doesn't exist anymore. I just need to get back to my reading and get back to my book boyfriends because they are so much better. Fictional men are top tier compared to real ones. So 2026 will be the year of focusing on ourselves. Unless one actually comes in seriously and puts an effort, we're not messing around with that anymore because I'm just emotionally exhausted.
Okay, I have a question for single girls only. I guess single guys too. And this is a little bit of a rant as well, so fair warning. But I seriously need to know how people meet each other nowadays. I mean, I think we all can probably agree dating is tough and whatever. But I'm is it in Atlanta specifically that it's so difficult? Or is this all cities? I just truly don't know. I don't get it. I have tried dating apps, which I don't like. That has never been the way that I ever thought I would meet somebody, and it still isn't. But, I'm all right, I'll give it a try. I've heard some good success stories, some positive things about it. But Hinge in Atlanta absolutely sucks. Or I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if I need to change my settings or what, but what are single girls doing that are in Atlanta, that are not in Atlanta? What is the consensus? Because I genuinely am how do you meet somebody nowadays? I really don't know.
This is just your friendly reminder that we're all deleting our dating apps this year. And this is coming from someone who's 31 years old, and I'm fully committed this year to meeting people the old-fashioned way. And you know what that means for me? It means tonight I'm going out on a solo date. It's Friday night. All of my friends are busy. They have other things going on. So that means I'm not going to be sitting in my house swiping on the dating apps. I'm going to be out and about and meeting people. And in 2026, I'm dating myself. I'm taking myself on dates. If there's a restaurant that I want to go to, if there's an activity I want to do, I'm going to go. And you know what? If I meet someone doing that, I'm already aligned with them. But I'm sorry, life is way too short to sit inside and not go out and do the things that you want to do because you don't have someone to do them with. So you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to take myself to my favorite restaurant. I'm going to sit at the bar. I'm going to get my favorite drink. I'm going to get my favorite meal. And I'm going to sit there with a smile on my face. If you're like, well, what if no one talks to me while I'm out? So what? That shouldn't dictate if you leave your house or not, or if you have a good time. Learn how to have a good time with yourself. Because if you can master leaving your house and doing the things that you like solo, I guarantee you, you will meet someone. It is just a matter of time. You do not need the dating apps.
I'm so fucking over this talking stage bullshit because everybody's halfway in and halfway out. Everybody's halfway in a relationship. I'm talking to somebody. Oh, my situationship. Oh, my fuck buddy. Oh, my friends with benefits. Like, for me, it's either we're boyfriend and girlfriend or we're not. Like, I'm so fucking over this talking stage bullshit. It's dumb. It's stupid. Like, if you're going to give me an actual commitment, I'm going to give you an actual commitment. And I'm only going to commit to you. You know, like I would delete my entire social media for a dude. Like, seriously, I want a healthy relationship. That is what I want. I don't want a half in, half out, half ass relationship. The problem with dating these days is the fact that everybody is so traumatized and so scared to get hurt because they've been hurt. And you know, like, I don't know if this is true for people in their early 20s, but for people in their 30s and their 40s, I hear this all the time. They're too traumatized from their previous relationship to even want to try to open up to somebody else again. And I know what that feels like. I can't say that it's going to be easy for me to open up to a new person. I don't think I can. And that's terrifying. Like, that's awful. Why would anybody want to feel like that? You know? I'm not perfect. And I mean, I've obviously made mistakes. You know, I don't want to hurt people either. And I don't want to date somebody and then hurt them because the last time that I did that did not end well. I don't want to be that person. That's not who I want to be. Dating is hard because there's so many damaged people out there that are trying to date or that are wanting to just, you know, add bodies, if you get what I'm saying. And it's sad. Women get hurt by men because, you know, the dude's like a player or whatever, breaks her heart, and then she becomes vengeful and decides that she just wants to go screw a bunch of dudes, not me, but, you know, wants to go screw a bunch of dudes and become like a fucking man-eater. And then she becomes a man-eater and destroys men. And then the men that are getting destroyed by her turn into players. It is literally a vicious cycle. That is exactly how it is. That is why we are traumatized. You know, I want to get married. I want to have babies. I mean, I probably can't really have babies anymore because I'm so fucking old. You know what I'm saying? But I want a family. I want to cook. I want to clean. I want to have like a garden and a yard to take care of. Like, I want to make somebody dinner every night for the rest of my life. I want to make like dessert and make them happy by making dessert. Like, I want that. I really want that. I want to cook with somebody. That's like, my love language is obviously cooking, but I'm just saying, like, I don't understand this. Oh, I'm talking to this guy. Fuck your talking shit, okay? I'm over it. Fuck the talking shit, okay? We go on like 2 dates. All right, let's try this out. You know, I'm too old to waste time with this shit anymore. Like, I'm done with it. You either fucking want me or you fucking don't. If you don't want me, break up with me. It's easy. Bye, you know? Men do it all the fucking time. So do women, I get it. I'm not bitter. I am, but I'm not. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's everybody. It's sexless. Everybody does it. Everybody has problems, okay? And dude, get your fucking attachment styles straightened the fuck out. Figure out how to fix your shit before you start talking to somebody. If you're anxious, Get control of that. Stop acting like a fucking psycho. If you're avoidant, stop ignoring people. It's fucking traumatizing. Okay? Rant over.
The number one thing that confuses me about dating right now is that it feels like a lot of guys like me, but they don't want me. Like, they're physically attracted to me, they might like talking to me, they like all my stories and everything on Instagram, they might send me a DM every so often, but no one wants to actually make an effort to create something substantial with me. No one wants to make any sort of commitment, no one wants to plan dates, and I feel like I'm in such a weird period. Sorry, there were people, but it just feels like I'm in a weird holding period with a lot of these guys who are definitely breadcrumbing me, stringing me along, making me think that they're eventually going to make an effort. I just have to give it time, and I can't rush anything. There was one certain guy that we had been on 2 dates, they went really well, we were talking, we were FaceTiming, and I tried to plan a third because he hadn't yet, and it had been 2 weeks since we had seen each other. So I tried to plan a third, and he told me that he thought I was forcing it, and he was like, it'll just happen, let it happen, like when we can see each other. I'm like, plans just don't happen out of thin air. Someone has to plan it, and clearly you're not. So I was told I was forcing it. So I don't know, it's very confusing to be liked by many but wanted by none, and it's kind of sad.
If you're a woman that's the age is from maybe like 20 to about 26, just date a nice guy. Date a nice guy that you think is hot. Don't even like worry about the money aspect, because if a guy wants to take care of you, he will find a way to make his life better. I'm not saying he'll be rich in his life, because you know, today's day and age, rich is like a billionaire, okay? Millionaire is not even considered rich anymore, guys. So stop trying to check off these fucking boxes, okay? The most annoying thing is when I go out with my friends, I'm 32, some of them are a lot younger, and they will not even look at a guy if he doesn't have a degree, doesn't make $100,000, doesn't live with his parents, has a car that's considered luxury, not just like any other car. It's so annoying, okay? Because most of you bitches don't even have cars, okay? Most of you bitches don't have the dream bod, okay? Like, some of you bitches are crazy. Like, something I learned in my 30s is I am glad I dated guys that I didn't expect to get married to. Like, I was having fun, and I learned a lot of things along the way. Like, you know, just date a guy who will teach you a skill and something new, to where if it doesn't work out, at least you learn something. Like how to shoot, how to canoe. Oh, he likes to go on hiking. Like, at least he can take you to different things and give you different experiences. That's worth more than gold, okay? And like, you have all these expectations, but then Valentine's Day, your birthday, Christmas comes around, and then you got no flowers. You have no gifts from anybody because you want to be a boss bitch. Like, girl, like, be so for real. Like, if you want those holiday gifts and stuff like that, like, I'm telling you, guy that cares about you will do that for you. He doesn't have to be rich. He doesn't have to be 6'5". He doesn't have to be covered in tattoos. Like, stop it.
Dating as a man sucks. That's a pretty popular narrative right now, and I'm not even going to say it's wrong, because it's definitely bearing true in the data with how few men are dating compared to previous times. And then anytime I make a video, like the one I did yesterday, talking about how women do have higher standards, that's a good thing, and you as a man need to work to meet them, of course I get labeled things like a simp. But if you're a man who's struggling in the dating market, I want to challenge you on this a little bit. Do you expect it to be effortless and easy, like genuinely? If I told you, yeah, getting your dream job is easy, dude. Just put yourself out there and show what you're interested in, and you'll make a buttload of money doing what you love every single day. Would you believe me? If I said, oh yeah, the car you've always wanted or the house you've always wanted, yeah, that's pretty easy to get, man. You'd probably call me an idiot or a scammer, and either way you'd be right, because that shit's hard. And yet most people don't apply the same logic to the most important thing you will ever do, which is choosing the person you want to partner up with. Getting and keeping the love of your life will take a lot of work. Do you really expect the average man working the average job, making an average living, to get the girl of his dreams? So is dating as a man harder than it used to be? Do women have higher standards historically than they ever have? Yeah, absolutely. Does that mean that you should have hatred towards women or resign yourself to being forever alone? No, definitely not. go after it with the same work ethic and tenacity as I hope you would if I were giving you the opportunity for your dream job. Because in reality, that's what it is. There's no more fulfilling role than being a loving partner to somebody, bearing children, and being a loving father of those children. That is your legacy. That is the most important thing you will do. But it sure as hell ain't gonna be easy. Now follow me for more content.
Dating today is so corrupt. People don't even ask for your number anymore. They want your Snapchat, they want your Instagram. Okay, then why do I have a cell phone? We are living in a very toxic time when it comes to dating. That's why you see a lot of broken single people. Not everybody wants situationships, hookup culture. Why would I want something that only lasts temporary when love lasts forever? Truth is, you don't even need to download a dating app anymore. Social media has become dating apps. You're scrolling, looking at people's pictures, and you're only gonna actually reach out to the people you find the most physically attractive. Now, why is this a problem? Because let's say you are actually talking to one person. Well, now you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, and you see an attractive girl or an attractive guy, and they grab your attention physically, because you're not thinking here, you're not even thinking here, you're thinking there. I mean, it's not a secret anymore. We know what people's intentions are now, and people wonder why guys and girls are so jealous today. Because guys and girls could have literally over 100 messages in their DMs. And then what starts to happen is people developing rosters, also known as backup options. So if it's not gonna work with this guy or this girl, you got like 20 more in your messages. And things could even be going good with the person you're currently talking to. But you need that little validation, that little bit of attention from somebody else. And one thing leads to another, and now you're basically cheating on your person. And the worst part of all of this is it's only gonna get worse. Everyone's also become a really good liar, really good actors in the world today. They can tell you everything you want to hear, and you'll believe it. But right when they go home, right when they're by themselves on their cell phone, it's a different story. I don't know, maybe it's just me. The only thing I can say is God. If you stop chasing relationships with people and just start chasing the relationship with Him, that right person will show up in your life mysteriously. Because when you lean on your own understanding, you're gonna get nowhere. But if you put all your faith and trust in His plan for you, it's gonna turn out the way that you actually wanted and some. If you want better, do better.